Boris Johnson has made clear we're not going to put customs posts in Northern Ireland. What we're going to do, what we propose, is that in relation to customs checks, that you carry those out at the point of origin.
No, he acknowledged there would have to be some physical infrastructure, Jeffrey. You're listening to some things he's saying, but not everything he's saying. Or no, sorry, that's wrong. You're listening to absolutely everything he's saying. You're cherry-picking some things. He has acknowledged as well in interviews over in the last 24 hours that of course there'll be physical infrastructure put in place.
Yeah, at the port to check...
no, that's in terms of the regulatory checks that have to exist between the North and the UK. He acknowledged there would have to be physical infrastructure put in place for customs checks.
Yeah, and you don't need in this day and age, you don't need a customs post on the border to do that. And the UK government is not proposing that.
He's covering a couple of kilometres into the North.
No, he didn't say that either with respect. He ruled that out. So I'm saying to you, who is proposing to put this physical infrastructure on the border?
Boris Johnson is suggesting you put it a couple of kilometres either side of the border.
No, he didn't say that with respect. Where is that in the proposal that was put to the EU?
That is not in the 4-page proposal he put to the EU, but it is in. He has acknowledged it in interviews when he's been pressed on it.
No, I'm sorry. I have not heard any interview by the Prime Minister where he has said the word...
Jeffrey, I don't want to be insulting, but you need to pay more attention if you haven't heard that.
Well, you are insulting me with respect, and I'm asking you, please quote me which interview Boris Johnson said there would be physical infrastructure a couple of kilometres from the border.
Boris Johnson acknowledged when he was pushed on BBC Radio 4 whether there would have to be physical checks on some traffic, if not all traffic, on some traffic, he accepted there would have to be.
With respect, you're putting words in his mouth, and we have met the Prime Minister. I assume you haven't. We've talked to him about this in detail. I assume you haven't. And therefore, when I say the Prime Minister is not proposing to put physical infrastructure a couple of kilometres from the border, then I'm asking you to provide me with the evidence to the contrary. You haven't been able to do that.
Everyone, Brussels, Dublin and the government in London all have their analysis wrong. The DUP have it right. There will be no physical checks anywhere within, say, 5 kilometres of the border. Everyone has it wrong except you.
Absolutely. That is what the UK government have said.
Great stuff. And, good news. Jeffrey Donaldson, DUP MP for Lagan Valley. Jeffrey, thanks a million for speaking to us.